Welcome to Promote Black Authors. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. I am so excited. The one and only Amber Hill is with me. We got two exciting books to talk about. But before we get to that, I want you to go to promoteblackauthors.com. If you are a Black author, we want to talk to you. Connect with us today. Go to promoteblackauthors.com and then click on the tab that says Promote Book. But then also, we have a mobile app, and we would invite you to download it today. It's available for Android as well as Apple. Look for Promote Black Authors. Amber Hill, let me tell you something. I love these books that you have written. First of all, thank you for being a guest today on Promote Black Authors.
Oh, you welcome. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me here
Yeah.
today. Hey.
So we're going to talk about two books. The first one is Jacoby, What Can I Be? And the next is Jabari, What I Love About Me. First of all, I think those are two cool titles. How did you come up with those titles?
Well, I am an educator first. So I have been pushed out my comfort zone. You know how
Come
they,
on.
God push you when you
Yes.
don't want to. And when I initially thought about writing children's books, but I really didn't want to.
Okay.
I thought about my own kids and my own scholars in my classroom. My scholars were from all over the country. It was like United Nations. And what I learned was when I started to input their original name in folk tales and nursery
Wow.
rhymes, their
Yeah.
faces lit up because they finally can identify with the character because it was names that they can identify with versus, Jill and Jack and all those names. Our kids don't know
Oh,
those names anymore. So when I started to begin to write the name of the title and I started to think about Jacoby, what can I be? I want to be intentional of making sure that I got four sons. I wanted to
oh.
make sure I intentionally put their names into books and that had
So
you.
now, and you said you named Jacoby and Jabari after your two of your sons. Now, what's
Yes.
the other two sons' name? And are they a little jealous that they didn't get his book name after
No, they
them?
got books coming. It's coming. They
Okay.
coming. No, they are not. Boys are amazing, not because I'm their mom, but because what other people say about them. So that means I know they're amazing. Other people are saying your kids are amazing, but they are very, very close and supportive of their little brothers getting to shine right now because they know their books are
Oh,
coming. So
I got it.
Jabari is the baby boy. So I had to start
Okay.
out with him. Who that's the baby of the crew. And then I just moved up from the order. Jabari, then Jabez will get his next. He's prayer from the prayer Jabez, and
I
then my
love that.
oldest is Jaden. So he will
Wow.
get his. So all the J names.
Come on. I love it. Now, is the fathers have a J, or how did the J's?
You
How did they
already
change?
know. My husband
Okay,
name is James. Yes.
come on.
So we just stuck with the J thing since I got all
I got
boys.
you.
And if we had a daughter, she might have, brought the
Jasmine or
name. I don't know.
something. I love it. Well, you know what? Let's talk about the first book, or Jacoby, What Can I Be? Tell me a little bit about the premise for that book.
Well, as an educator, I noticed that my students, well, my scholars, I'm trying to change my
Mhm.
words, my scholars was coming in lower and lower with just the basic foundational skills, coloring, sight words, shapes, whatever. So I was like, when I do children's books, let me start utilizing the early standards that are developed by our state and utilize those concepts in my books. But so Jacoby is an ABC book. And then what I
Oh,
also found was as we educators utilize the language, we have to be intentional in ensuring that the vocabulary words that we describe our kids are positive. And as you know,
mhm.
most with the world going on for centuries, our African American boys were not characterized as positive connotation in our curriculum. They might be sad and mad, while the white kid in the curriculum is happy and joyful. So I'm like, hey, imagery is important. I need
Mhm.
to find a book that can inspire and speak life into our not only my black boys, but all
Right.
kids, and expose them to literary words other than mad, sad, of what they actually can be. So my book is really intentional, building a vocabulary up as well, but also speaking life into you early on. No matter
Mhm.
what nobody say, Amber Hill told you you was
Right.
amazing. You was Zenokio. You were, radiant. Those type of things.
Right. Yeah.
So they know I got that confidence, and I'm a be who God made me to be, no matter what nobody else say. Your mama, your daddy, your educators, your friends. So I was really intentional about the words that I use per alphabet to speak life to our earlier learners, to get that early confidence at the, from
Right.
birth into their soul
Right.
early
Yeah.
on.
You know what? I'm just as we're having this conversation, I'm remembering about my own childhood as a young scholar. I love that. Thank you for that word, a young scholar. But having my teachers, and I tell this story all the time. I was kicked out of garden for talking and asking questions. They sent me right
Oh,
on to my house. But now I get to talk and ask questions with great people like you. So it all worked out for my good. But along the way, I had teachers that, like, maybe some teachers saw me as a behavioral problem because I would, do all my work, make A's and B's, and have N in conduct because, I needed something else to do. But then I had teachers that categorized me, quote unquote, as a behavioral problem, but then teachers that just said, hey, this is just one of my active students. If I give him extra stuff, have him helping out in the classroom, all that kind of stuff, it balances it out. And but here's the most important thing they did, and I have a feeling you do this too. They spoke over me
yes.
and told me that my voice was going to take me places and I
Amen.
was going to do great things, all that stuff. So do you believe that having someone speak, as you say, over our young scholars and see them in the future and let them know that they look better, they look good now, but what's to come is going to be great. How important is that imagery for a young scholar?
Oh, it's so, so important. So as I navigate this author journey, I've been doing education for over 20 something years.
Okay.
And I chose to be an early childhood educator for that purpose. And
Hmm.
I didn't, at the beginning, I didn't realize how words have power. And
Hmm.
as we grow and navigate life, you realize words do real, speak power. Because growing up, it was sticks and stones, break your
Right.
bones. Words will never hurt you. That
That's
was a lie. That was a
right.
lie. Words hurt us more than physical
Absolutely.
pain. And
Hmm.
so, as I navigate this space, and I start to see some of my scholars as they grow, because my first group of kids in Columbus, Ohio, are 22 years old
Wow.
or 23.
Hmm.
And when they come and see me, like Miss Hill was my pre-K teacher. First of all, I told them
Yeah.
don't tell nobody that because I want nobody thinking I'm old. But when I have conversations with them, despite what school they went to after they left me, it it tore my heart up because they always told me nobody else spoke life into them.
Right.
And then
Wow.
tell them they were great. Then tell them, like I always tell my kids, you cute and smart. You can't have one without the other. We cute and we smart.
Mm.
And I believe adults, because I'm not just gonna put it on educators, I think we have a commitment to speak life into our young people and to pour into them and pull whatever gift that God has given them and let it shine. It's not our job to make it dull and to dim their light. Like it wasn't your teacher's job to tell you was behavior problem. You just had a gift. So as a teacher, I'm going to make your gift shine in my classroom
Right.
and
Yeah.
make you successful so you won't feel bad for the gift that God gave you. That's your gift. And look at you now.
Mhm. Come on.
You're shining bright. You know what I'm saying?
Come
So
on.
it's important of the vocabulary and the words that we pour into our kids is so, so, so important. Especially now, our kids are committing suicide at number rates.
That- Come on, talk about it. That's true.
And
That
who
is
was speaking life into them? Who was being their champion?
right.
And it's adults. It's
Absolutely.
not a youth problem. It's an adult problem.
That's
I
true.
don't want to take us off topic because I can
Come
preach on
on.
that all day.
But it's true though. It's true. But back to it's because we could go there, but I'm gonna resist the temptation to do it. You know what? This platform promote Black authors. We talk about the books, and we have people that tune in to learn about new books from Black authors. But also, we have authors that listen for advice from other authors for themselves. So in this moment, I'd love for you to share with the listening audience, and you can be transparent if you want. What are some of the tough things that you've had to go through, or what are some of the tough parts of being an author, and then some advice that you would give to other authors they may experience the same thing?
Well, one that I truly, truly, truly have been blessed on this journey. Let me just tell you, when you actually walk into your purpose and do what God tell you to do, you be blessed.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
during those blessings, you know it's
Come on.
always going to be some trials and tribulations.
You know
And
how
one,
I like it, since we were talking about wording and how we put stuff. So I've learned to change that, because if you say you're gonna have trials and tribulations, I've learned that you will have trials and tribulations.
woo,
But if you say that life is all about lessons and
bless,
blessings,
yes,
so we have lessons, but then even in the lesson comes a blessing.
it come a blessing. I like that. I like
So
that.
what lessons and blessings have you experienced since you become an author?
So during this journey and actually stepping out of faith, I actually started joining different author groups.
Okay,
So I'm in the Stephanie Bridges book club, which is predominantly
awesome.
all black authors. And I
Mhm,
started we met once a month. So I just said, let me, on this journey, I don't know what I'm doing because I
mhm,
never done this in this journey before. So taking tidbits from each and every one that had the experience helped me grow. But
mhm.
being a self-published author, woo,
Come
everything
on.
come out your pocket.
You the
So
PR, the publicist,
woo,
the finance.
I mean, literally everything. So when people be like, "Oh, you balling, Amber?" Yeah, I'm balling. Keep speaking that to in life. But
Yes.
on the other end, with them proceeds,
Right.
I still got to purchase products, and I still
Mhm.
got to, 10 events and 10 conferences to build up
Right.
my skill. And so the hardest part is just navigating that space and
Mhm.
fully understanding, because I like to learn and do things on my own. I won't lie, because sometimes people come in your space and they let you down. And then sometimes
Mm.
it's better just to learn that craft
Mhm.
on your own. But as a mom of four boys who are very active. My two oldest playing football for Ohio Dominican University here in Columbus, Ohio. My middle one is wrestling, coding, and all these other things. The little boys
Come
and
on.
everything in America. And I like to be active and engaged in my kids' life.
Right.
That's priority. But also, taking time to be a wife. That's
Come on.
important. We got
Mhm.
to keep dating each other and pouring into each other. And then I'm an educator, so I deal with 19 schools. I help
Wow.
teachers and the buildings build up their culture and climate. And I'm currently doing my dissertation to be Dr.
Wow.
Hill. So trying to navigate and balance all of that can is lessons that I'm still working on, so they turn into blessings as
Come on.
they will be. But
That's
finding that balance and actually being open. So my husband does an amazing job with some of the website, social media, help me balance the books. A lot of those things that I just cannot do right now. So leaning
mhm.
on him. My kids, they go to they try to attend my events. So while I'm socializing, they back there, selling my books.
Come
Um,
on.
yeah, it's a family
I love
affair.
it. Yay.
So just leaning into my family. So not only we not separated, but it's a family business helps. And then just leaning on people that know the road, because I got to learn how to write grants and get money to fund my books. And
Yeah.
then how do I get my books into to the libraries and to other schools and universities across. So those type of things is not always easy, because I have a full plate already, and learning to balance it, even though I need to get that hustle on
Mhm.
and sell that product and get my product out there. Um, it can be it's enjoyable, because I have met the most beautiful people on this journey that haven't I've met. I just met. We were just in Houston a couple weeks ago, and I got some new author black friends that need to be on your show that are brilliant and amazing. And
Come
we
on.
just and we
Stand
got
up.
we friends now. We text all the time.
I love it. I love it.
So I love those the blessings out my lessons.
I
Because if
love
I
it. I love
wasn't
it.
confident to do some of those things, I maybe never met those people that can speak life and help me grow
That's
on this
good.
journey. So I don't know if that answered your question, but those are some of my lessons that turned into my blessings.
Amen. Well, listen, here's what I know for sure. In this next season, God is going to be your PR agent.
Amen.
There is an ordained audience for your gift. I say it this way, there's an ordained audience for every gift, and there's an ordained audience for your gift. And so God is going to be your PR agent in this next season, and he is going to open doors that no man can shut.
Amen.
If I was you, I would get ready. Some doors will open for you. I said this way, your name is being spoken in rooms that you haven't even entered yet. But when you enter the room, there's going to be a celebration when you come. Are you ready?
Oh, yes. Oh, man. You better go ahead and speak that life. Yes.
Listen. So again, your gift is going to make room for you, and the celebration is going to happen when you enter those rooms. Thank you so very much for being my guest today. Do me a favor, tell our listening audience how they can connect with you today.
You can connect with me on Epiphany Hill Enterprises .com. That's Epiphany Hill Enterprises on
and spell
Instagram.
That. So there's no confusion. Spell that. Your website.
Epiphany, EPIPHANYHILL ENTERPRISES. Epiphany Hill Enterprises. And my name came from my best friend passed away 3 years ago. She was a beautiful musical genius educator, and her business name was Epiphany. I want to, and she started this journey with me, and I want to always keep her in my spirits at all times. So I added Epiphany in front of my last name, Hill, and just added Enterprises. So that's where Epiphany come from. I take my bestie with me everywhere I go. But you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn under Epiphany Hill Enterprises. My website is epiphanyhillenterprises.com. Check me out on Amazon. I'm on Lulu. I'm on Ingram Sparks. Hit me up. Right.
Well, Anita, I'm getting ready to call you Anita. I don't know why that name just popped in my head, but Amber Hill. Thank you so very much for being my guest today. Get ready. I'm telling you, you're going to go in some great rooms. Your gift is going to bring you in some great rooms. Amber Hill, thank you so very much for being my guest today on Promote Black Authors.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bless you.